Yes. If you don't have any questions, we will go ahead with spring points.
सर एक बात पूछनी थी।
हाँ जी, बोलिए बोलिए।
लॉन्ग मेरिडियन में हार्ट किडनी की जो सर्किट है उसमें भी फायर किडनी और वाटर किडनी आती है, तो अगर इन टोन करना है तो फायर किडनी लेना है या नहीं लेना?
यिन टोन करना है तो शाओयिन की डायरेक्शन क्या है? शाओयिन कैसे चलता है? इट स्टार्ट्स विथ K1।
नीचे से ऊपर।
हाँ, तो पहले तो 3 पॉइंट किडनी के यांग में आते हैं, तो आप चाहें तो उसे वाटर साइड में ले लें, चाहे तो उसे आप फायर साइड में ले लें, अकॉर्डिंग टू योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग। यिन बढ़ानी है तो वाटर किडनी ले लीजिए, पूरी चीज बढ़ानी है दोनों साइड ले सकते हैं, क्या है दिक्कत? हम्म। ठीक है।
ठीक।
वाटर और फायर तो है ही है एक्चुअली। चाइनीज ने तो यहाँ तक कह दिया कि द वाटर किडनी इज द रियल किडनी। ये भी एक स्कूल है। चलो, ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स यू वांट टू क्लैरिफाई?
ठीक।
ठीक है। सो नाउ द स्प्रिंग पॉइंट्स। स्प्रिंग पॉइंट्स की चार बातें, महत्वपूर्ण बातें हैं, पेज नंबर 139। और जो नई वाली किताब होगी उसमें 140 भी हो सकता है, जनरेशन एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ची। yin swing points are all located on the hands. देखो एक बात और ध्यान दो आप, जस्ट ऑब्जर्व, जैसे द पॉइंट्स, the shoe points also are on the junctions. Have you noticed it? The points are the nail root, fingers or toes. They are junction of non-substantial and substantial. That is the junction. And then comes the junction of fingers and toes with your feet and palm. These points are known as spring points. These points are known as spring points, where the toes are joining feet or the fingers are joining the palm. Right? सब जंक्शंस पे है। ये एक बड़ी बात है विच शुड बी नोटेड। इसको ही नोट किया था तभी सारे all the shoe points that I plotted and allotted on long meridians and BG meridians, they were all allotted only because of this observation. So these are second element points of their respective channel. So on yang side it is water point, on yin side it is fire point. So they are indicated, they are used for temperature rise or fall in the body, change of color change, diseases of yang channel, diseases of yang channel, and diseases of yin organs. When you are doing with yin organs, spring point should be used with stream points. अगर आपको याद हो तो we had said that yin organs can be treated with spring points. That is yin of yin. Yin. 'Yin' of 'yin'. 'Yin' of 'yin' means solid organs. 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 ' yin of yin कौन से हैं? सॉलिड ऑर्गन्स. सो डिजीजेस ऑफ yin organs, but they say that use spring points. हमने क्या जोड़ दिया है थोड़ा सा, कि with shoe spring points. This is my experience, right? In the light of traditional and modern clinical uses, following observations may be made. Yin spring points, without exception, have an important effect on clearing heat from their respective organs or channels, especially like the jingle points from the uppermost portion among the 5 points, shoe points. They reflect the closest correspondence of classical shoe point theory, five phase theory, and clinical practice. The yin spring points of the yin channels belong to the fire, and those of yang belong to water. उन्होंने कहा कि यिन मेरिडियन में स्प्रिंग पॉइंट्स फायर एलिमेंट से कनेक्टेड है, और यांग मेरिडियन में स्प्रिंग पॉइंट्स आर कनेक्टेड टू वाटर एलिमेंट. To think that in order to clear heat, the fire points should be reduced and the water points reinforced. ये मैंने अपनी तरफ से लिखा है, बिकॉज वहां पर टोनिफिकेशन और सेडेशन के लिए उन्होंने कुछ नहीं कहा. डोंट कंसिडर द डायरेक्शन, नथिंग, सिंपली स्टिमुलेट. मैंने अपने से लिखा विद माई एक्सपीरियंस कि जो अगर आपको करना है तो वाटर पॉइंट, अगर फायर पॉइंट, अगर हीट को हटाना है तो क्या करें? फायर पॉइंट को सेडेट, वाटर पॉइंट को टोन. सबसे बड़ी बात है कि इवन एट दिस स्टेज द चाइनीज आर नॉट एबल टू clearly indicate that for every phase, two types of cheese are required. Both are necessary, and the two types of cheese are on two different meridians. The whole creation, नहीं, ब्रह्मसूत्र क्या कहता है? सब कुछ एक है, अद्वैत. लेकिन सारी रचना जो हो रही है वो द्वैत वाली हो रही है. भाई, मेल और फीमेल बनाने का क्या काम है, क्या प्रयोजन है? ब्रह्म की सत्ता मां के गर्भ में तब आती है जब जाइगोट पूरा एक सेल बन जाता है, एंड वन सेल विच एवरी अदर सेल इज गेटिंग जनरेटेड इन एवरी बॉडी, फीमेल और मेल, बट दैट particular cell through from which the development will of the newborn new facility for the life is not generated in one body. They are combination of semen and ova. This remains to be understood and explained. सो चाइनीज ने काली क्या किया वो समझा, ये इधर फायर है इधर वाटर है, एंड दे आर स्टिल थिंकिंग दैट दे डोंट बिलोंग टू सिंगल फेज. One kind of any one work has to be done, performed with two kinds of chi. The whole creation is because of male female. What was the necessity? अगर तत्वतः एक है, if both living thing is one, then why these body difference, physical difference, mental difference? बहुत से differences हैं. तो अभी बहुत सी बातें हैं. Anyway, there are so many questions, so many thoughts. Now remember, in fact, all the yin spring points are reduced to achieve this purpose. Coldness points sedation, breaks stagnation along the channel, and thus heat due to depositions. Heat दो प्रकार का होता है. फायर की जो एनर्जी है, हीट, दैट इज ऑफ टू डिफरेंट वेराइटीज। एक हीट होता है विच गिव्स राइज टू द टेम्परेचर, फिजिकल बॉडी का टेम्परेचर। और एक होता है दैट गिव्स राइज टू अ मेटाफिजिकल हीट। व्हाट इज मेटाफिजिकल हीट? सपोज you have a room, and in that room you have a fireplace where fire is lighted. The temperature of the room will go up, so we will say that the fire has increased, heat has increased. So temperature is the index, that is the symptom of fire. There is another kind of fire. What is that? For example, the same room, suppose it's a room of average size, say 12 feet by 12 feet, and some 5 6 people have come in. Then another lot of 5 6 people come in. Then another lot of 5 6 people come in. Then another lot of 5 6 people come in. So nearly 50 people in the same room. It will be so crowded, and there is no outlet. There is only one gate. नहीं, people die in such circumstances. If you remember, बहुत सा होता था। एक अभी हाल में एक क्लब में हुआ था, नाइट क्लब में। उसके पहले एक सिनेमा घर में हुआ था। So such catastrophic experience we have where people could not get out because there was only same inlet and outlet. That is also heat. Things are coming in and unable to go out. If the things are flowing continuously, so what you can do, you can just open a gate so that the flow will, so inlet should be equal to outlet. Whatever you are taking inside the body, that must go out. Whatever is utilized, spent, minus that. That is how even the modern science looks at your health nowadays. How much water you should take, how much food you should take, right? Whatever you quantity has gone in must go out. And if it is not going out, if there is an occlusion, then that is known as heat. समझ में आ रही है? Are you able to get? One heat is that which is raising the temperature, changing the color and density of the things. The other heat is that things are getting jammed, things are get unable to flow, unable to, so they are getting stagnated. So stagnation is heat. ठीक समझ में आ रही है? सर डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम में भी हीट हो सकता है, दो तरह का। फर्स्ट वैरायटी ऑफ हीट where the temperature goes up, what will be the symptom? Acidity, burning sensation here, burning sensation बहुत भयानक होता है कभी कभी किसी किसी को। That is first variety of heat where the temperature is going on, burning sensation is there, acidity. The second is that your whatever you are eating, that is not going through the whole process and getting stuck, accumulated. The chi is getting stuck. क्या होगा? Bloating. And if you have had some food, you will not feel hungry even after 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. तो लगा हमने दिन में 11 12 बजे खा लिया. I had something, and in the night at 9 o'clock in the evening, I am unable to take anything else. क्या है भाई? ब्लोटिंग। व्हाट इज दिस? इज काइंड ऑफ हीट। सो कहते हैं पेट में गैस भर गया, क्या होगा? गैस भर गया। गैस इज व्हाट? दैट इज हीट। समझ में आ रही है? दो तरह की हीट है। एक में क्या करना होगा? फायर को रिड्यूस करना होगा। दूसरे में क्या करना होगा? वाटर को रिड्यूस करना होगा। नो मूवमेंट को रिड्यूस करना होगा। एम आई मेकिंग माई पॉइंट क्लियर? एंड बोथ आर पॉसिबल विद स्प्रिंग पॉइंट्स। हम्म। ठीक है। Among the most important of yin spring points with the effects are the following. So now some individual properties of points that is listed. All of you have the book. Have you all opened it? पुराना किताब में पेज नंबर 140 है, और नए वाले में 141 होगा, देखो। Effect of spring clearing heat from their respective organs or channels. सबको मिला? You are all getting it? Should I read it or someone else would like to read? चलो मैं पढ़ता हूँ। LU10। सबसे पहले कौन सा आ गया? कितने हैं? तीन तीन छः तीन नौ, दे आर 9 meridians they are talking about. The 3 meridians which they are not talking about is
Sir, can you repeat the page, please?
page number 140 of the old book. Got it? And न्यू बुक में 141 हो सकता है।
Okay.
मिल गया? Effect
Yes.
of spring clearing heat and their respective organs or channel. Got it? There is a table. उसमें लिखा है which point will do what. Sridhar, you have the book.
Yes, sir, I have it here.
Can you read it aloud? LU10.
Sure, I can.
Hmm.
So
Go
we
ahead.
start with LU10,
Ah.
effective to clear heat from the throat,
Hmm.
the upper extremity of the lung channel, to clear dry heat from the lung organ in cases of coughing, especially when accompanied by bleeding, and to clear heat transmitted from the lung to the stomach in the middle warmer and the heart in the upper warmer. That is LU10.
Ah. Clear heat transmitted from lung to stomach. Lung to stomach. बड़ी बात है। Clear heat transmitted from lung to stomach in the middle warmer
Heart in the upper
and
warmer.
heart in the upper warmer. Heart तो समझ में आता है because the lungs is also in the upper warmer, and fire point is connecting the lungs meridian to heart. But lungs meridian की heat is also connected to stomach. So this is what is governing the long meridians, the yin and yang ming. So the Tai yin of hand is affecting the yang ming of leg. ये चैनल की बात है। बट दिस इज इंपिरिकल। उनके पास कोई लॉजिक नहीं है। When I came into the picture, I developed a logic for it. And you all know that. जब लॉन्ग मेरिडियन हम बात करते हैं तो I tell you how the chi goes and how it plays and about what it how it. And even Master Tung and Dr. Tan and all those people, they tried to explain these particular things, and they tried to make some form of laws, set of laws. नहीं, तुम मास्टर तुम के 7 हैं सिस्टम्स, और डॉक्टर टैन के 6 सिस्टम है, सेम है। तो ये सब दे ट्राई टू डेवलप अ सिस्टम। So no system is really completely perfect. पूरा perfect नहीं है. Therefore, all these things must be there in your mind when you go to treat. And latest is what I have formed laws which are giving very good results with logic. There are two processors. So first processor number one, processor number two, one going from left, coming out from right, and all that. So I gave it a logic. लॉजिक होने से क्या हो गया कि नाउ यू डोंट हैव टू रियली रिमेंबर कि लंग्स की हीट स्टमक को परेशान करती. This question I asked to a great man. Aparna knows it. LU10 if you sedate, and if you tonify LU5, and another option is LU10 sedate, Li2 tone. LU10 sedation can be affected by tonifying LU5, coldness point. हीट को टोन किया, सॉरी सेडेट किया, कोल्ड को टोन किया, और हीट को सेडेट करके Li2 स्प्रिंग पॉइंट. तो एक क्वेश्चन है ट्रांसपोर्ट पॉइंट्स का और दूसरा क्वेश्चन है शू पॉइंट्स का. Do you know what he said? He said it's an absurd hypothesis of yours, Mr. Mishra. Don't talk of it. Such are the people who are the leaders in the field of acupuncture today. So here you can see spring point, what it does. It clears heat transmitted from lungs to stomach. So Lu10 can clear heat from stomach. Yes, go ahead. Li2.
So which also means that heart can clear the heat of bladder also.
It's very much, you see, what is happening?
Mhm.
The whole system is there are three burners. The lowest burner, whatever it generates, it shares with the middle and the upper burner. Middle burner, whatever it does, it shares with the upper burner. And the upper burner, whatever it does, that plus whatever it has received from the two burners, it tries to distribute equitably to the whole body and mind. That is the system of body and mind. That is the basic understanding of this body and mind, which is the subject matter of treatment.
Mm.
That is G, right? And here what is happening? Here, upper burner lungs heat, Lu10, can take care, can clear the heat of stomach, which is in the middle warmer. It's the other way around. How? It is only distribution and not generation. Lu10 is not checking the generation of heat in the middle burner. It is only why? Because upper burner is responsible for the distribution to the whole body and mind. Itna detail, itna, because Sridhar, you made this comment, so I told you. Otherwise, who is interested in all these minute things? But understanding it will give you the capacity to create new things. Okay, you asked it, it's good. This is the highest level of discussions that I have made right now. So Lu10 will not what? It will not check the generation of heat in stomach. It will only ensure the distribution. Through what? Through blood. Oxygen is there, iron is there. And who is governor of the blood? Heart. I don't know if you are interested in such discussions. It's very, very minute. I don't think that many people have understood. Shiva, have you understood this discussion? Shiva? Are you there? Can you put on your camera? No? Sure. Have you understood what I have spoken right now? From
No,
the
sir, I could not listen.
this is too subtle to understand. Anyway, this recording will be there. You can listen to it if you're interested. If you're not interested, just omit it because this is not really very much required. What we are studying is the empirical experience of the people. TCM is mostly based on empirical experiences, not much of a logic. They have tried logic, but they are not able to provide the logic, and therefore, every time when people came up with five element theory, they were just made to shut up because people could not explain things. Remember, generation, whatever it is done in the lower burner goes to the middle and upper. Generation in the middle burner goes to the upper. The generation in the whatever has gone to the upper warmer plus whatever has been generated in the upper warmer, everything is now getting distributed to the whole body and mind. So whole body and mind is affected by the chi generated by upper burner. What are they? They are lungs, heart, and pericardium meridians. Right? So all this has to be put together. Anyway, nah, yes, Sridhar, Li2.
Okay, we'll go to Li2. Is indicated for heat disorders of the teeth, eyes, nose, throat, mouth, and face. All areas traversed by the Li channel.
Correct?
Shall I
Teeth,
proceed? Yeah.
teeth, eyes, nose, throat, and mouth. Right? Anywhere if heat is increased, you can tonify Li2. And what you can do? You can sedate Lu10. Still Lu10 sedation. समझ में आ रही है? Next, ST44.
Sir, tone Li2 or sedate Li2?
If you want to remove heat, आंख लाल हो गई, मुंह से
Correct.
खून आ गया, नाक से खून आ गया, आंखों में जलन है,
Yeah.
Li2 tone, of course, and Lu10 sedate. चलो. Yes.
So ST44 is indicated for heat disorders affecting the upper portion of the channel in the face and head, as well as clearing heat and damp heat from the intestines.
So, damp heat का क्या मतलब है? The heat which is very much in Mumbai. Humidity. Damp, wet heat. So ST44 is indicated for heat disorders affecting the upper portion of the channel. ST44 कहाँ है? नीचे है. It's in the bottom. And it is affecting the upper portion. So like Jingwell points. But Jingwell points are more accurate and limited to a very small area. Spring points are related to a larger areas of the channel. Area wise, surface. Chalo. Yes. Face.
Heart rate is particularly indicated for the pattern of heart fire, which transmits first to the small intestine and thence to the bladder.
So from heart, heat will go to where? Yang will go to its hollow partner. And from there, it goes to urinary bladder. But they have not explained. What we have done is, we have made processor number 2 small intestine, whichever it takes. On the other side, the urinary bladder takes it down. Ne? Whole process, whatever is happening outside is also happening in a particular unit, whether it is body of human being or plant or anything. Anything. Same system is working throughout. That is our Indian wisdom. Same system, yatha brahmande tatha pinde. In fact, this is agreed upon by Chinese also. Yes, go ahead.
SI2 strongly clears heat from the head, being indicated for mumps, tinnitus, swelling of the cheek radiating to the ear, swelling and pain of the neck, red eyes,
Swelling of the
nosebleed,
cheek and radiating to ear, this is mumps. This is mumps. Hmm.
swelling, pain of the neck, red eyes, nosebleed, throat, what is BI, I don't know, and thirst.
B syndrome. B syndrome means
Acha.
एक कहता है एक loose. This is flaccid syndrome, and there is a B syndrome like this. You cannot straighten it.
Acha.
This is known as B syndrome, and this is flaccid syndrome. Hmm. So B syndrome of the throat means throat ऐसा हो गया बिल्कुल. It is not opening up. मर जाते हैं लोग. Slowly they die because they can't eat properly. And this is happening with supari and pan and gutka and all that, most of the thing. So heat is what? Heat is also signifies outer infections. Infections from outside, that is also known as heat. Heat means that, in fact. In fact, wind, heat, hotness, humidity, dryness, coolness, they are all infections. Different kinds of infections. So if such a infection has come in, then you can use SI2. Yes.
Okay, we'll go to K2.
Hmm.
Strongest point on the kidney channel to clear the zoo heat, which rises up the channel to the upper warmer and gives rise to throat B syndrome, coughing of blood, and wasting and thirsting syndrome, or blazes in the lower warmer,
Zoo
giving rise
heat
to
means
genital
what?
itching.
Zoo heat का क्या मतलब है? केतन भाई, he knows. आपको पता है?
नहीं।
जू का मतलब ब्लड. लिख डालो ना, किताब में लिख दो. गंदा करो किताब. Make it dirty. Don't let your book will be very clean. It should look dirty. As you read, keep on making your notes on the book only. जू के कई मतलब है, डेफिशिएंसी है ये. यहां पर क्या मतलब है? ब्लड. एक्चुअली क्या स्पेलिंग होनी चाहिए? XUE. क्या होना चाहिए? XUE, दैट इज. एनीवे, चलिए. हाँ, K2 is the strongest point of kidney channel.
So clearing zoo heat, which rises up the channel to the upper warmer and gives rise to the throat B syndrome, by syndrome rather. Coughing of blood and wasting and thirsting syndrome, or
Coughing of
blazes in the
blood.
lower warmer.
Wasting and thirsting syndrome. Wasting का क्या मतलब हुआ? Thinning down, losing fat. Blazes in the lower warmer, giving rise to genital itching, difficult urination, etc.
You go to P8. Powerful point to clear heat from the meridian and blood levels and from the pericardium meridian during febrile diseases. To
Febrile
cool heart,
diseases का मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by
fever.
febrile? हाँ, diseases with fever.
Yeah. To cool heat fire in the upper warmer, for which purpose it is more strongly indicated than heart heat, and to drain stomach heat.
Very good.
GB43 clears heat and stagnant heat, that is heat from chi stagnation. From the head, eyes,
दो हीट
ears.
बताया था मैंने, अभी आपको दो हीट बताया था, एक
हाँ, correct.
स्टैग्नेशन से और एक टेम्परेचर राइज से। हाँ।
Yeah. So clearing heat from head, eyes, ears, face, breast, and flanks. Indeed, the whole of the gallbladder channel.
तो स्प्रिंग पॉइंट्स आर यूज्ड फॉर नॉट ओनली द फर्स्ट एंड लास्ट पॉइंट जैसा वो यूज होता था जिंगवेल पॉइंट, this also some portions of the along the pathway channel.
So liver 2 is
Hmm.
the principal acupuncture point to clear liver fire affecting any part of the body,
Hmm.
whether blazing upwards to the head and eyes, disturbing the heart and shen, transversely invading the lungs or stomach, entering the blood and causing reckless bleeding or disturbing the lower warmer.
क्या कमाल है लिवर टू, फिर से पढ़िए इसको, बहुत मस्त है। वंडरफुल।
Principal acupuncture point to clear liver fire affecting any part of the body.
एनी पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी, क्यों? क्योंकि ह्यूज स्टोरेज ऑफ ब्लड इज इन द लिवर, and it is the blood which is carrying fluids, and that is carrying a real heat all over the body, right? तो हीट कहीं भी जा रहा है तो कैसे जा रहा है? ब्लड से जा रहा है, बॉडी फ्लूइड से जा रहा है, और कैसे जाएगा? तो कैसे जा रहा है? ये इन्फेक्ट हो गया, कोई बैक्टीरिया कोई माइक्रोब कोई वायरस घुस गया, ब्लड में चले गया, बॉडी फ्लूइड में चले गए, पहले क्रिएट प्रॉब्लम। हाउ विल यू डू इट? स्टार्ट किलिंग इट राइट इन द लिवर, द होल बॉडी विल बी बेनिफिटेड। ठीक समझ में आ रही है? And if it increases too much, suppose blood has gone hot, it becomes hot, what will happen? It will be thinned, and because the density has gone down, so it has a tendency to leak also, because someone is holding it. The membrane is holding the blood vessels walls are holding the blood only because it has a certain density, and if it becomes thinner than that, it can leak. Sure. So reckless bleeding also.
So where did I stop? Reckless bleeding or disturbing
और
the lower
menstrual
warmer.
फ्लो बहुत ज्यादा होने लगा, लीवर टू सेडेट। हाँ, यस, गो अहेड।
43 टोन, GB 43 टोन रहेगा फिर।
वो जीबी 43 टोन नहीं रहेगा, लीवर टू पहले सेडेट रहेगा।
हाँ, करेक्ट।
हाँ।
ठीक है सर, आई थिंक वी आर डन विद दिस पेज।
As far as changes in the skin color, read it.
कहाँ है सर? अच्छा, okay.
Next
As
page.
far as the changes in the skin color is concerned, this is probably an
Extrapolation.
in spring points of the yin channels belong to fire and thus have an affinity for the heart, which manifests in the complexion. Especially effective in jaundice are the points SP2, liver 2, P8. For leukoderma, treat the yin spring points of the meridians along which the white marks are visible.
So spring points का, if you remember the first lecture, पिछला, spring points are responsible for spreading बाहर, change of color, etc. Okay.
Diseases of the yang channel, diseases of the yin organ with the shoestring point. As far as acting on the yang channels is concerned, it should rather be noted that the yin spring points of the 12 channels have, in all cases, a strong action on clearing the Shi pathogenic factors. Shi means excess, stagnation, and heat from the respective channels, particularly like the Jingwell points from the uppermost regions of the channel. In comparison with the Jingwell points, However, they also have a relatively greater action on disorders along the course of the channel, rather than just its opposite/upper end.
That's what
Li2
I
for
thought.
yeah, so Li2, for example,
Hmm.
in addition to its ability to clear heat from the upper end of the channel and clear the wind from the face, manifesting as deviation of the mouth and eye and nasal obstruction, also treats pain and stiffness of the shoulder and back,
Hmm.
and cold and pain in the region of the point Li15.
Hmm.
The yin channel yin spring points, in particular, as well as ST44, also have an important action on clearing heat from and regulating the respective zang.
Hmm.
मुझे
spring
समझना तो
का
वापस पढ़ना पड़ेगा, ठीक है,
नहीं
पढ़
नहीं,
लेता
देखो
हूँ।
कई बार बताया ना मैंने आपको।
हाँ जी।
देखो जिंगवेल पॉइंट्स में क्या है, अगर नीचे आपने फर्स्ट पॉइंट को ट्रीट किया तो लास्ट पॉइंट में
करेक्ट।
होता है, लास्ट पॉइंट को किया तो फर्स्ट पॉइंट में हो रहा है। लेकिन थ्रू आउट द मेरिडियन नहीं हो रहा, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व। थ्रू आउट द मेरिडियन जो कुछ भी मामला है, तो अभी क्या है, ये गर्दन वगैरह में इधर एलाई मेरिडियन आती है कि नहीं आती है? यहाँ से एलाई मेरिडियन जाती है ना, यहाँ LI15 है, ये सब है, 16 17 18 इधर आता है ना, 18 इधर आता है। तो अगर ये जगह में पेन है, LI2 से जाएगा। LI2 से खाली ये तो जाएगा ही जाएगा, अपर पोर्शन का। आंख का भी होगा, इसका भी होगा, थोड़ा सा मुंह में भी प्रॉब्लम होगी तो ठीक होगा, लेकिन ये भी जाएगा। कंधे का दर्द, ये वो इधर से ये सब भी जाएगा। दैट इज व्हाट ही इज ट्राइंग टू से। अभी देखो कॉम्बिनेशन देखो, स्ट्रीम पॉइंट्स के साथ स्प्रिंग पॉइंट का कॉम्बिनेशन।
ठीक है, LU10, LU9, पेन ऑफ लंग एंड हार्ट. Li2, Li3, fondness for lying down and propensity to sleep.
हाँ, हरदम आदमी जाते, आप देखोगे कुछ बच्चे आते हैं, दे कैन नॉट सीट, दे आर वेरी यंग बट दे विल नॉट सीट। गए सीधे जाकर के सोफे में, तो सोफे में ही पसर गए, लेट गए। बिस्तर में गए, बिस्तर में ही लेट गए। दे हैव ए प्रोपेंसिटी टू बिकम हॉरिजॉन्टल। तो देखा आपने? आई डोंट नो यू हैव सीन और नॉट, आई हैव सीन मेनी पीपल लाइक दैट। Wherever they go, they just want to lie down. Even kids I have seen. क्या करना चाहिए? LI2 and LI3, that's all. LI2 and LI3, fondness for lying down and propensity. Fondness for lying down, that is it. कपड़े उतार के इधर उधर घूमना, ST45, ये सब बड़े यूनिक पॉइंट्स हैं विच इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड आउट थ्रू 5 एलिमेंट थ्योरी की कैलकुलेशन से नहीं मिलता है। तो ये याद रहे तो हम लोग कर सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट पेज।
ठीक है, SI2, SI3, Li6, tinnitus. First needle K2, then K3, heat illness with restlessness, cold feet, and too much sweating. P7,
फर्स्ट नीडल K2, देन नीडल K3। क्या करना है? K2 इज फायर पॉइंट, सेडेट किया। K3 फायर का फायर है, इट इज फायर ऑफ फायर। ये तो यांग को बहुत बढ़ा देता है, उसको सेडेट करो, खत्म। रेस्टलेसनेस, कोल्ड फीट विद मच स्वेटिंग। नहीं, पैर में आप जूते पहन के जाओ, किसी किसी को बड़े पसीना आता है बहुत। K2 K3। क्या करना है? कुछ नहीं करो तो मेथी का दाना लगा दो, कुछ भी करो, बिकॉज दे डोंट टॉक ऑफ सेडेशन एंड टोनिफिकेशन। स्ट्रेट नीडल का काम है इधर सब। नेक्स्ट, P7 P8।
to heal operation of heart, injuries, and scars.
हम्म।
P7, P8 again, ceaseless laughter at others' misfortune. Interesting.
कोई गिर गया,
Hmm.
स्लिप हो गया है, बारिश हो रही है, समवन वेंट आउट विद अम्ब्रेला, राइट, उसका अम्ब्रेला उड़ गया and he slipped. Some people will rush to help and some others will laugh. So if they are laughing, that means they are not healthy. You should not be laughing at others' misery and pain.
ठीक है. P7, P8, Run 17. Vomiting, clear saliva.
Hmm.
Liver 2, liver 3. Pain of heart with gray green complexion, like death. Unable to heave a sigh all day. Pain of liver heart is repeating. Pain of liver heart. In general, I think that is.
हाँ, हार्ट एंड लीवर में एक चीज बड़ी कॉमन है. लिवर इज स्टोरिंग द ब्लड एंड हार्ट इज डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग इट, सो दे इट आल्सो हैज टू स्टोर, है ना. ऐसा है जैसे मान लो कि देयर इज अ मिल or where your flour is made, out of wheat. So if the flour is made because you are putting wheat into the mill, so if wheat is not there and only mill runs, गेहूं नहीं डाला चक्की में और चक्की चल रही है, don't you think the चक्की will be damaged? It will be damaged. Without water, if you run the pump, Tullu pump or whatever pump you have for overhead tanks, transporting the water. If the water is not coming, if the water is not there, and if you run that, what will happen to that pump? It will also be damaged. So same thing they are saying. Liver too and heart, heart is distributing, but liver too must supply the blood, isn't it? So liver and heart is very closely connected. Spring points effect on disorders of
Zang.
solid organs. Zang means
Solid.
solid organs. हाँ, पढ़ते चले
Okay.
तो.
Elutin, cough with blood, hiccup, hypogastric or sacral pain. Chest by syndrome with difficulty in breathing, shortness of breath with heart by syndrome.
हम्म.
Stomach 44, abdominal pain and distension. Borborygmus,
Borborygum.
gas.
हाँ, borborygum means, you see, in your abdomen at times you hear some sound, some sounds come. That is known as borborygum.
Dysentery-like disorders, bloody stool, diarrhea, constipation.
Now, dysentery and diarrhea, they are a little different. But ST44 is used in both. Dysentery means mucus is also coming. And if it is coming mixed with blood, that is also known as dysentery. And if it is coming only white phlegm type things, that is also dysentery. That is because of extra heat. If the extra heat is there, then ST44 cools it.
SP2, abdominal distension, diarrhea, constipation, heavy body, sudden edema of limbs, oppression of the chest, inability to lie down.
Inability to lie down. एक है कि propensity to lie down. कौन सा पॉइंट था?
July 2, 3.
और एक है कि यू आर अनेबल टू लाई डाउन. ठीक. हम्म.
Heart 8, palpitations, chest pain. K2, asthma, coughing blood, irregular menstruation, infertility, nocturnal emissions. ये क्या है सर?
नॉक्टिफिकेशंस मींस सोते सोते में निकल गया, पेशाब हो गया. हम्म.
Spermatoria,
हाँ, किसी का क्वांटिटी ऑफ सीमेन इज लेस, देयरफॉर ही कैन नॉट इम्प्रेग्नेट हिज वाइफ.
impotence, wasting and thirsting syndrome, difficult urination, diarrhea.
So when I went to this uh, nowadays they call it संभाजी नगर ना, पहले क्या क्या बोलते थे, क्या नाम था उसका?
Aurangabad, na?
Aurangabad.
हाँ.
So there was a conference in somewhere around 2013, 11, 12, वैसा कुछ था. So nobody knew me there in the crowd. It was a world international forum. It was supposed to be. So I started, I saw that people just will not appreciate my point because it is, I will be speaking from the sky, unknown spheres of thoughts. So I started asking them, for impotence, which point do you use? That was my question to the whole crowd, nearly 250 people sitting. I don't know if Aparna was there. So, what is
Sir,
chi?
I was there.
What is chi? How it happens? Why do you sedate K2 for impotency? That was my question. Because if I started speaking about BG Meridian, no one would have understood. Why K2 sedation for impotency? For impotency, you need heat, fire, isn't it? And you are sedating K2. Why? So giving a jolt to the thinking pattern of the crowd, you have to bring out such things. For impotency, K2 is one of the important points. सेडेशन और टोनिफिकेशन तो कुछ था ही नहीं वो टाइम में. चाइनीज को तो कुछ पता नहीं है. हाँ सर. हॉरिजेंटल मेरिडियन, हार्ट मेरिडियन, कोल्डनेस पॉइंट इज K2. So this I wanted to impress upon people, but then they didn't allow me to speak much. बैठ जाइए, that kind of a thing.
Yes, sir. लोहिया सर ने एकदम से फटाफट आपको बंद करवाया था. I
And
remember. Still remember.
later backstage he said, "Oh, you have a great skill of talking."
Oh.
He thought it was a skill of talking. He also could not appreciate BG Meridians. He doesn't know. I bought his book and I found it not at all useful for me. ऐसा ही है भाई. बहुतों को देखा भाई, मैंने बहुतों को देखा. चलो, let it take. So this is done, huh? Right?
Sir, wasting and thirsting syndrome क्या wasting क्या?
Wasting means losing fat. पतला होता.
Okay. हाँ, दुबला होते जाना.
हाँ हाँ हाँ. किसी का हाथ ही देखो बिल्कुल वहां से गायब हो जा रहा है. किसी का हिप्स में कुछ राउंडनेस है नहीं.
हाँ, बोन खाली
शोल्डर
दिखता
में
है.
बिल्कुल एकदम लग रहा है कि हड्डी बोन हो गया. दिस इज नोन एज वेस्टिंग, थिनिंग डाउन, लॉस ऑफ फैट. हम्म. चलो. So this is done. Next is shoe stream point. स्ट्रीम पॉइंट का क्या क्या पॉइंट है? इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स आर डिसऑर्डर ऑफ यिन ऑर्गन. यिन ऑर्गन के लिए स्प्रिंग एंड स्ट्रीम दोनों पॉइंट यूज करते हैं. अभी हम लोगों ने पीछे पढ़ा LU10, LU9, Li2, Li3. We just saw it, isn't it? We just saw it. And then we saw Si2, Si3, Li6, K2, K3, P7, P8, liver 2, liver 3. That disorders of solid organ, if there is a disease in the organs, solid organs, we combine these 2 points, that is spring points and stream points. Disorders of yang channel, spring points can treat diseases which are along the yang channel. And then, of course, we have seen this earlier also, heaviness of body and pain of the joints. Diseases manifesting intermittently. ये सब हम लोगों ने देखा है पहले भी. So remember these 4 points. जैसे हम लोगों ने 4 पॉइंट देखे थे स्प्रिंग के, 4 हम लोगों ने इंपॉर्टेंट इंडिकेशंस देखे थे वेल पॉइंट के, स्प्रिंग पॉइंट के. These are the important indications of stream points. We should remember that. In the light of traditional and modern clinical use, the following may be said. The shoe stream point of yin channels have to be viewed separately from the shoe stream points of yang channels, as their range of actions is quite different. The shoe stream point of the yin channels are the primary points on each channel for regulating and harmonizing their respective organ, and may therefore be considered as the single most important point of their respective channel. जब हम लोग लेवल 1 करते हैं या लेवल 2 में probably we do it, we try to explain what is source point. This stream point on the yin meridians are also source points, whereas that is not the case on the yang meridians, right? So they have different effects. They see, if you have to really affect the whole chi generated by the yin organ through the channel, the stream point on the yin channels, yin meridians can do it, but that is not the case with yang meridians. Yang meridians पे क्या करना पड़ता है? Last humidity point again you have to take it. Wind point will not do it. Anyway, so when we go to level 1, we will discuss this time. So दोनों का अलग अलग डिस्कस करना पड़ेगा because they have different effects. LU9 is an essential point to tonify both lung chi and yin. SP3 is strongly tones spleen chi and yang and is indicated spleen and stomach deficient and feeble. H7 treated to tonify and nourish the heart in all kinds of deficiency, whether chi, blood, yin or yang, as well as to regulate the heart function of storing the shen. K3 nourishes kidney, yin tonifies kidney, yang. Note it down. कई बार मैं बोलता हूं. Number of times I keep on telling K3 and K6 there is a difference. How you use it and where to use it. Only because I remember always K3 nourishes yin. What does it mean? Nourishes yin का क्या मतलब है? जब K3 आप टोन करेंगे तो यांग बढ़ती है, and yang is required both by the fire and the water kidneys. So that is what happens with tonification of K3 and tonifies kidney yang. K3 can tonify yang of water kidney or yang of fire kidney. P7 clears pathogenic factors from the pericardium during course of febrile diseases. P7 clears pathogenic factor from pericardium during the course of febrile diseases and strongly calms the shen when disturbed by heat. नहीं, जैसे बहुत ज्यादा बुखार हो जाए तो डिलीरियम हो जाता है, कुछ का कुछ बोल रहे हैं आप, कुछ का कुछ देख रहे हैं, उस समय P7 काम कर देता है, ऐसा लगता है हम उड़ रहे हैं. बच्चे आपको बोलेंगे मैं जा रहा हूं, उड़ रहा हूं. हाई टेम्परेचर फीवर, P7 helps because P7 डॉक्टर वॉल ने बोला कि इट इज डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड टू कार्डियक आर्टरीज. Liver 3 is indicated for any pattern of liver organ, and zoo, that is deficiency, or C, excess. This fully bears out the classical perspective that Shoestring points treat disorders of the organ but is partly determined by their equal status as yuan source points, where the yuan chi emerges on the channel. उनका कहना यह था कि जो ओरिजिनल chi है, that is connected to the source points of the yin meridian. अभी भी बहुत से लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं. आई एम नॉट श्योर. I don't really find much in it, but this is what they say. According to classics, when the five Zhang are diseased, select Yuan source point. Yuan source point on the yin meridians. Yuan source point on the yin meridians. The same is not true for yang meridians. The shoestring points of yang channels, by comparison, have relatively little action on organ disorders. However, Li3 is indicated for borborygmus and diarrhea due to dampness. ST43 for disorders of the stomach and intestines. 2 पॉइंट का. Shoestring points of the yin channels, like all acupuncture points, have some action on regulating their respective channel, but this action is overshadowed by their primary action on disorders of Zhang. एक बात ध्यान रख लीजिए कि सोर्स पॉइंट yin meridians में, they are very much used for any problem of the solid organs, any disease in the organ level. Yin organs, generating organs. Yin organs are generating organs, and generation is the most important thing. If the chi is not generated, the distribution doesn't come into picture. Right? By contrast, the shoestring points on yang channel have important action on their respective channel. Superficial, not the organ. Li3 clears wind and heat from the head, throat, teeth, eyes, mouth. Si3 is a vital point for regulating disorders of Tai Yang. Tai Yang means UB channel, and Do Mai, governor वैसा. Zhongzhou, that is SJ3 means triple warmer 3, is important for disorders of Shao Yang. Yes. Si3 is important for Shao Yang. Shao Yang is TW and GB. So whenever you are using TW GB combination, Si3 should be used, especially for ear problems. GB41 has a particularly strong action on dispersing stagnation of liver chi throughout the gallbladder and Shao-Yang channels. Triple warmer meridian, gallbladder meridian, that is known as Shao-Yang. And another thing that is to be noted is that in other channels, the third point is stream points. In gallbladder, GB41 is fourth point. GB44, GB43, GB42, and then comes GB41. This is fourth point on gallbladder meridian. So this is an exception. The other day we talked about 6 extraordinary organs where the original chi or the essence of life is stored in some way or the other. Gallbladder is one of them. So gallbladder is an extraordinary organ in that it stores the a portion of essence, bone marrow, brain, uterus, they all receive original chi directly from kidney, brain, heart. So you should remember it. According to classics, shoe stream points are indicated for heaviness of body and pain of joints. So any kind of pain, arthritis, is that whatever pain. This is so remember, and stream points may on inside. Who is the boss? Spleen. For all joints, remember SP3 is a very important point. So if you have problems in that is stiffness of joint or anything, whatever. So don't forget SP3. One would expect this observation to apply primarily to yin channels whose shoe stream point pertain to earth, the phase associated with dampness. With the exception SP3, however, this is not borne out by the classical indications for the point. As far as yang shui stream points are concerned, there is relatively wind points, potential movement points, more evidence for this action. Li3, Si3 are both important points for disorders of finger joints. फिंगर जॉइंट्स में पेन है, मुड़ता नहीं है, आवाज आती है, कौन सा पॉइंट लगाना है? Li3 and Si3. Li3 is further indicated for shoulder and back pain. For chronic B means I have already explained, leading to exhaustion of chi and blood. While Si3 is an important distal point for all disorders of neck, ST43 is much used for general aching due to wind and damp heat. That is B. So shoe stream points effect on heaviness of the body and joint pain. Li3, acute stiff neck, redness, and swelling of the dorsum of the hand, in flexing and extending fingers. पूरा सीधा नहीं हो रहा है, क्या करें? Li3 को दबाने का इधर. In fact, what I do is I hold these 2 points, Si3 and Li3. ऐसा. So much of the freeness. किसी किसी का होता है, बहुत जाम रहता है, मैं पकड़ना चाहिए. So Li3. ST43, swelling and pain in the dorsum of foot. पैरों पे हो जाता है swelling. Difficulty in flexing and extending toes. टोज को मोड़ के ऐसे करना, इसमें डिफिकल्टी होती है, तो ST43 helps. SP3, pain of knee and thigh, joint pains, bone pain, ये तो बता चुका मैं, इंपॉर्टेंट है. lumbar pain and flaccid syndrome. Flaccid syndrome माने लूज हो जाए. बी सिंड्रोम के लिए क्या था? Li3. UB60, नहीं sorry, Si3, stiffness and pain of head, neck, difficulty in turning the neck, pain on the back, shoulder, pain of the shoulder, elbow and arm, spasm, elbow. Si3 बहुत काम करता है. Pain of finger, of course, I have told you, pain of lower back and knees. सब में काम करता है, बिकॉज दिस ऑल्सो हेल्प्स टू क्लियर टाई यांग ऑफ लेग. UB65, stiff neck, pain of the lumbar region and back. 65 का बड़ा महत्व है. डॉक्टर वॉल ने क्या क्या बताया? पूरे सारे पॉइंट्स कनेक्टेड हैं इससे, पैर के, थाइस के, यूबी मेरिडियन के. फ्रॉम लंबर टू डाउन बिलो अप टू UB54. K3, backache, pain, swelling of heel swelling के लिए K3 बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. K3 and K7 we use for heel pain. Triple warmer 3 is inability to extend and flex the fingers. So Li3, Si3 and TW3. All this can be used for fingers. And pain of the spine, pain of the elbow, arm and shoulder, numbness of the limbs. GB41, swelling and pain of the feet, pain and spasm of the toes, swelling and pain of the dorsum of feet. See, GB41 क्या है? This is also master point of uh, belt meridian, डायमो. ये क्या करता है? जो यांग मेरिडियंस है ना, तीन, कौन सी? पीछे की तरफ, यूबी, जीबी. यूबी एंड जीबी ये दोनों मेरिडियन है जो कि पीछे से आ रहे हैं. स्टमक मेरिडियन फ्रंट में है, उसका भी थोड़ा सा देखती है, लेकिन मेन है यूबी एंड जीबी दोनों को. GB41 is such that whatever is slackness, or if there is some kind of sluggishness of the flow of chi, some deposits, some occlusions, all that occlusions are cleared by one single point GB41. सारे यांग मेरिडियन की जो सिकुड़न वगैरह है बिकॉज ऑफ सम स्लैकीनेस और sluggish flow of chi, ये सब ठीक हो जाता है. So the circulation of chi is ensured, free circulation of chi by one single point GB41. What it does, it transfers the yang chi from yang meridians to yin meridians. ये बड़ी बात है. As far as diseases manifesting intermittently is concerned, this is rather difficult to explain. The classic intermittent disease, however, is malaria, and while this is a commonly found indication, no fewer than 7 of the shoe stream points treat this disease. Li2, ST43, H7, Si3, UB65, TW3, and GB41, all of them you will have to use for malaria. Si3 is the most important of the shoot points in the treatment of malaria. In addition, several of the Jing river points are also used. Now, this is inexplicable. So, LU8, Li5, ST41, UB60, pericardium 5, and GB38 are indicated for malaria. मलेरिया में क्या होता है कि high temperature, it comes and then it goes, vanishes for a day or two, and it again reappears. Comes and goes, comes and goes. So when it comes, that is, heat is generated, temperature rises. So for heat, you have to use spring points, all febrile diseases. But it continues for months. For that, you have to use river points with fire points. तो एलिमेंट थ्योरी में For such malaria, obviously they are giving river points with stream points. Then comes Jing river points. इसके 3 इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट हैं. सबसे पहले रिवर पॉइंट्स कब यूज किया जाता है? वी यूज रिवर पॉइंट्स फॉर डिस्नोया, कफ, चिल्स एंड फीवर. डिस्नोया मीन्स ब्रेथलेसनेस. जब कभी किसी भी प्रकार की ब्रेथलेसनेस हो, यू शुड थिंक ऑफ यूजिंग रिवर पॉइंट्स. रिवर पॉइंट्स मीन्स 4th पॉइंट ऑन द मेरिडियन. Any cough which is not going, river point you should think of. Chills and fevers. एक बार ठंडा हो जाए बॉडी, फिर ठंडा लग के फिर फीवर हो जाए. चिल्स एंड फीवर्स के लिए रिवर पॉइंट इज टेकन. मलेरिया में भी ठंडा लग के फीवर होता है, इसलिए रिवर पॉइंट यूज करते हैं. सिंपल बुखार हो जाए, ऑल स्प्रिंग पॉइंट्स, यिन साइड में सेडेट, यांग साइड में टोन करो तो चलता है काम. कोई भी बीमारी, कोई भी फीवर हो, फायर पॉइंट सेडेट, वाटर पॉइंट टोन. Fire point on the yin meridians and water point on the yang meridians. For diseases manifesting in patients' voice, very good symptom to catch hold of river points. रिवर पॉइंट्स में एक पहले ब्रेथलेसनेस है और दूसरा क्या है? वॉइस चेंज. आवाज बदल जाए, सांस लेने में आवाज आने लग जाए, उसकी बोलने में आवाज की चेंज हो जाए. द डिजीज ऑफ साइन्यूज एंड बोन्स, लिगामेंट्स की बात हो जाए या बोन्स में प्रॉब्लम आ जाए, जिंग रिवर पॉइंट्स ऑफ द यिन चैनल विल हेल्प. In the light of traditional and modern clinical uses, following observations may be made. The proposition that the Jing river points are effective for treating cough and dyspnea may have developed from the status of Jing river points of yin channels as metal points. As the lungs pertain to metal, there is some evidence, however, that Jing river points of both yin and yang channels have an action on either coughing and dyspnea or chills and fever. In addition to several of the Jing river points, LU8, LI5, ST41, UB60, P5, and GB38 are indicated for malaria. चिल्स एंड फीवर्स का मतलब वो मलेरिया से ही समझते थे, वही होता था पहले. जिंग रिवर पॉइंट्स इफेक्ट ऑन डिस्नोया, कफ, चिल्स एंड फीवर. एल्यूएट कफ, वीजिंग. वीजिंग मीन्स सांस लेने के टाइम में जो आवाज खिन 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 की आवाज आती है, इट्स ऑल एक्सेस एक्चुअली. वीजिंग, डिस्नोया, हीट, इलनेस विदाउट स्वेटिंग. Without sweating, LU8 is indicated for heat without sweat, heat illness with breathlessness, febrile disease with breathlessness. LI5 is cold cough, fever without sweating, fever with sweating, LU8, fever without sweating, LI5. ST41, heat illness without sweating. विदाउट स्वेटिंग होता है तो एक्सेस होता है, याद रखना. And sweat is going out means there is a deficiency in lungs. SP5, cough, chills and fevers and vomiting. SI5, fever without sweat. एक था LI5, दूसरा है SI5. LI5 and SI5 both are for fever without sweat. UB60, fullness of chest, dyspnea and cough. UB60 में एक खास बात है. UB60 you should use when there is heaviness around heart in the chest. Why? Because UB is honorary friend of lungs. K7 is again fever without sweat. So all of them are, generally all the three of them are fever without sweat. You can use River Point excepting for LU8. If the sweating is also there and fever is there, LU8. TW6 can be used for cough and febrile disease. तो अपने लोगों को रिवर पॉइंट्स के लिए बहुत दो चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट याद रखनी चाहिए कब रिवर पॉइंट यूज करें. Whenever you have some problems in the breathing or if you have some problem in the voice. दो चीज पर बस इतना याद रखो, बाकी तो हो जाएगा. जस्ट रिमेंबर दीज टू थिंग्स. जिंग रिवर पॉइंट्स के लिए और भी बहुत सी बात बताई उन्होंने. LI5 मैनिया के स्पीच, मैड लाफ्टर, हंसते जा रहे हैं, रुक ही नहीं रहा. कुछ भी बोलो वो हंस हंस रहे. You talk to any person there, you might have found some people. You talk very general thing and he will laugh, he will laugh, he will laugh. क्यों हंस रहा भाई? LI5. ST41 मेलंकली, हर समय रोते रहता है, मेरा तो ये नहीं हुआ, मेरा वो नहीं हुआ, मेरा ऐसा हो रहा, ऐसा हो रहा, always. So ST41 is that point. SP5 impaired speech and sighing, आहें भरना. Propensity to laugh. तो प्रोपेंसिटी टू लाफ भी एक वॉइस की मामला है, वॉइस का ही मामला है ना, वॉइस का ही मामला है ना. तो रिवर पॉइंट, सारे रिवर पॉइंट यूज कर सकते हैं. H4 सडन इनेबिलिटी टू स्पीक. बोल रहे थे आवाज खत्म, बोल ही नहीं पा रहे. सो H5 H4 सब उसमें प्रेस करते हैं हम लोग, लेकिन H4 इज पॉइंट फॉर वॉइस. वॉइस के लिए रिवर पॉइंट्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जब भी कोई वॉइस की बात हो, तकलीफ हो, रिवर पॉइंट. ब्रेथलेसनेस की बात हो, रिवर पॉइंट. K7 easily getting angry, much talking. I met such people quite a number of times. Easily gets angry and talks a lot. P5 is loss of speech. H4 and P5 both are river point on heart and pericardium. And triple warmer 6, that is also river point on young meridian, triple warmer 6. GB38, bitter taste in the mouth with sighing. Sighing means again sound. Sighing माने आहें भरना. Like that. Sighing. Singing. बोल ही नहीं सकते यार, बोलने के लिए हमको गाना गाने पड़ता है. लिवर 4. अवस्थी जी, you can use this liver 4.
सर
Several
साइंग है कि सिंगिंग है?
सिंगिंग है ना, साइंग है. अच्छा अच्छा, सॉरी, नॉट सिंगिंग, साइंग. वॉइस का मामला रहेगा तो रिवर पॉइंट है. सिंगिंग रहेगा तो SP5. सिंगिंग रहेगा तो SP5. हम्म. Several of the Jing River points have an important action on the sinews and bones, and this is not confined to the yin channels. So effect of river point on sinews, that is ligaments and bones. ST41 tendons B. damp B, way of the leg, फुट ड्रॉप. ये फुट ड्रॉप में और फुट को चला नहीं पा रहे हैं, बी सिंड्रोम, दोनों में ST41 प्लेज ए बिग रोल. एक अपना अकेला ही पॉइंट बहुत होता है. फुट ड्रॉप में तो लगाते ही लगाते हैं. SP5, bone B, bone ulcer, heavy body with painful joints. बोन के लिए कुछ आ भी आ गया या टेंडेंस के लिए आ गया तो ST41, SP5. H4, convulsions, spasm of the elbow and arm. Cold bones, क्या मतलब है? I don't know. K7, cold and hot bones. अच्छा, बोन में ठंडी लगती, कई लोग आते बोलते हैं हमको अंदर ठंडी लग रही है, बाहर से ठंडा नहीं है. इफ यू टच देम, है ना, बट दे फील शिवरिंग. कोल्ड लेग्स, लंबर पेन, वी ऑफ लेग, वी कहते हैं डिफेंसिव ची को. टूथ डिके, इनफैक्ट K7 इज a point for bone and bone marrow replenishment. So old age में एक point हम लोग K7, always we try to find K7 that will repair. GB38, lumbar pain, like a small weight in the middle of the back, lower limb B. B means stiffness. This was a river point. Then comes rebellious chi and C point. Similarly, the C point, we can do it tomorrow. And then we can do selection of acupoints. Okay. So tomorrow we will do it. But tomorrow this will be more or less done. Maybe day after tomorrow also we have to have a class. Then we can discuss some formulae, some important points. Chinese TCM ka. Some TCM, other special points they have said, combination. So that we can discuss after we have completed this. Combination of 10 points, 5 points is a way. Tomorrow we shall do. That will be very interesting and important for those who want formula, that class. So today it is done. And tomorrow we will do the EC point. Please do try to come within 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes if you can. And if you cannot, then it's okay. जैसे बस खड़ी रहती है ना, the bus wala keeps waiting. The passengers must come in the bus, then only they will start the bus. So I keep waiting. Some people come in.